man. Okay, so we have to talk about this. We have to talk about what's going on with the Epstein files because, President Trump just issued this stunning reversal. And honestly, my head is spinning a little bit, you know? I mean, the news is that he's actually calling on House Republicans to vote to release these files, right? Like, a vote could happen as soon as this week. And the first thing that comes to my mind, I mean, I saw this post on True Social where he says, we have nothing to hide and it's time to move on. But my immediate thought is, why didn't you do that at the beginning? Like, honestly, this entire political dance, this whole delay, it was so unnecessary. I believe he was framing the whole probe as a Democrat hoax perpetuated by radical left lunatics. I mean, I think he was trying to, deflect from the great success of the Republican Party. He was saying, let's start talking about the party's record-setting achievements and not fall into the Epstein trap, which is actually a curse on the Democrats, not us. I mean, that's what he was saying. And it's not surprising, But now look, everybody is on the same page. All the Democrats, all the Republicans, Trump, everyone wants the files released. So the obvious screaming question is, why are we not going to get it? I mean, look, I think House Speaker Mike Johnson, I think he's right when he says this is all about politics, not transparency. I think that a lot of these politicians are absolutely using this as leverage. I mean, let's be real. These were people who were in office for 4 years while Biden was president, and they weren't pushing to release the Epstein files then. So I think it's true that they're doing it circumstantially right now because it is politically advantageous. I think absolutely that's true. But, I have to qualify this. This is such a huge issue, such a big deal, that I literally do not care about what their motives are. I don't care about what their political goals are. My personal single solitary goal is just getting the files out. So whatever leads to the conclusion of the files being released, even if I know that this is opportunism, I know that it's not genuine, but I don't care because I believe it serves a greater good. I mean, look, let's just lay out the facts. The Biden Department of Justice, the DOJ, had every one of these files in their possession for 4 years, and neither Hakeem Jeffries or Hakeem Khanna or Thomas Massie or any of them ever said a single word about releasing them during that time. It's like a weather vane. It just points wherever the wind is blowing strongest that day. Now, Trump says he has clean hands and he's not worried about it. I mean, he's frustrated that they're turning it into a political issue, but I think he turned it into a political issue himself by calling it a Democrat hoax. And you also have to factor in the fact that Biden did not run on releasing the Epstein files, but Trump ran partially on releasing the Epstein files. He brought it up multiple times. He brought up Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew multiple times. I mean, he said it twice. And if you ask a voter in 2024, did Trump say he was going to release the Epstein files? Is this something you're voting on? I think the majority of them would say yes. So, really, what are we doing here? Okay, so the Senate, it sounds like the votes will be there in the House, but then it kicks over to the Senate. We don't know what the Senate is going to do, but I believe if the president tells the Senate to do it, they'll do it. Now, why was this stuff held back in the first place? Part of the reason, just so you know, is because Epstein was hanging out with, the rich, the famous for 10, 15, 20 years, other country leaders. If their name pops up in this, even if they're totally innocent, my stance is too bad. Too bad, shouldn't have been there. That's what happens. They're going to say, well, you're part of the Epstein file. Yep, that's right. You shouldn't have done it. And I think it's going to be out. I think it's going to have so many people that, like, if you get named in the Epstein files, it doesn't automatically mean you're a pedophile. It doesn't, because there's probably going to be plenty of people in there who were just friends of his or associates that he was just doing business with or, like acquaintances with. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's suspect. I think it's sus, but I would basically rather cast a wider net than a smaller net. This sounds terrible, right? But again, I don't care. I would rather have people have to prove their innocence than have some guilty people go free. And I don't care if there's collateral damage. Too bad, that's life, you'll survive. Now, let's move on to the Kash Patel thing. Oh man, Thomas Massie just grilled Kash Patel, the FBI guy, on this whole attempt to cover up. This was a hearing yesterday. Senator Kennedy asked him, have you seen most of the files? Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these women to besides himself? And Patel replied, according to the transcript, there is no credible information that he trafficked them to anyone else. Wait, what? Massey pointed out that those constraints about limited search warrants only apply to the Southern District of Florida, not the Southern District of New York, where the 2019 sex trafficking indictment happened. That indictment produced a series of FD 302 documents, and these 302 documents in the FBI's possession, they detail at least 20 men. 20! And who are these people? I mean, they named one, Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, but the list includes a Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, a royal prince, a high-profile individual in the music industry, a very prominent banker, a high-profile government official, a high-profile former politician, an owner of a car company in Italy, a rock star, and, wait for it, a magician. A magician, and at least 6 billionaires, including one from Canada. We know these people exist in the FBI files, the files that he controls. And when asked if he had even reviewed these 302 documents where the victims name the people who victimized them, his answer was, if I personally know, but the FBI has, you got to get your shit together, man. You got to get your shit together. Like, I had very, very high expectations for this guy. I was very, very positive about him. I was really hoping that he would do some work. And then he sits there in front of the Senate and says there are no names, even though Massey just named like half the cast of Ocean's 11. When they press him on releasing the names, he says, we are not in the practice at the Department of Justice FBI of releasing victims' names. Bro, this is so embarrassing. Honestly, this is fucking pathetic. We have to do something about this. He's got to go. Something has to happen. This is not the same cash that, we were expecting. And here is how I know that they are full of shit. They can't figure out how to deal with Reddit. You can't even micromanage social media sites where people are making death threats to politicians. You can't even stop that. And you want me to think that you are actually managing the Epstein case in a way that's legitimate? Get the hell out of here. They say, sorry guys, we can't release anything because there are victims' names. But, we could simply redact those particular names and release everything else. We could do that. But no, we're good. What a bunch of bullshit, man. I think he's getting blackmailed. I think he got captured. I think so too. But I don't care if you get blackmailed. If you get blackmailed, then we need to have the government remove you from your position and then replace you with somebody else that's not blackmailed. Like, something needs to happen. I don't care what the option is, but I'll tell you what, something needs to happen. We need to see those names. Which magician was it? Like, can't we at least know that one, right? If the government is doing the blackmail, if they blackmail everybody, I don't know. If you've got this many people doing the blackmail, at a certain point, you have to ask yourself, are we even dealing with a functioning system anymore? Or is this just a massive, complicated web of interconnected corruption? It seems like every time we pull one thread, we just discover a bigger knot underneath. The fact that we have this much credible, detailed information about powerful people, and yet we have the person supposedly in control saying, I haven't personally looked at the names and there's no credible information, they trafficked them to anyone else. It's an utter contradiction that makes the DOJ look less like a law enforcement agency and more like, a giant bureaucratic vault whose only job is to protect its most valuable, powerful occupants. This whole thing feels less like a pursuit of justice and more like a never-ending game of political hot potato, and the files are just the ball nobody wants to hold when the music stops. We need transparency, not this weird political charade where everyone is trying to position themselves for a win before the inevitable truth comes out. So the next question is, how long can they keep this game up before the public simply stops believing anything they say? That is the most interesting thing to watch right now.